All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. And today, just kind of going to be, a various topic, just play a couple clips, and bring out a few scriptures. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. And as we know, yesterday was so-called Thanksgiving, which, as we know, the true origins of it, Esau, Edom, pretty much came over here and, damn near committed genocide against, the tribe of Gad and Reuben, primarily Gad, because it was prophesied that, he would come and do it, but we don't observe, this man's holidays, because at the end of the day, they're all demonic, the only so-called holy days because, holidays, which are holy days, which would be, the holy days according to the scriptures, but it's like, other brothers have said, if you decide to go to, a relative's house to, just to grab something to eat, there's nothing wrong with that. I personally, went to, my aunt's house just to grab something, but, it's just still, an awkward feeling because, like, just me personally, I hate this time of year. Like, I do. I hate Thanksgiving and I hate Christmas. This is two of the most worst holidays in my opinion, where they're all bad, but just this time of year is it's extremely vexing, for me. But, I'm not going to do too much rambling. This first clip I wanted to play, man, it just shows you how far, the nation of Israel has failed, as a whole, but, just how far women have fallen. So listen to what this woman says to her son.
Your son.
I don't want to deal with you. If you want to talk to him, that's cool. Mama, but don't talk to me no more.
Mama, years ago.
I don't want to deal with your daddy.
You don't have to deal with him, but you don't want to deal with me, your own son?
No. And you look just like him. You act like him. Ugh. Matter of fact, you really need to get out of my kitchen because I'm not ready to.
Mama.
I'm sick of it.
Mama, you want to disown your own son.
You want a relationship with your daddy?
Of course, it's my father.
And I want to disown
and you telling me I look just
with you. Yeah.
Mama, it's because of you. You the one that did it.
I believe I even laid with that man.
You the one that did it. You the one that did it.
Yep. Wash all that off anyway.
Mama.
What?
25 years ago.
Okay.
And you don't want me to have a relationship with my father?
No, I don't.
So, as you can see, this just go ahead and say it, man. This woman ain't shit. She ain't. Because at the end of the day, how do you get upset at your own son because he wants to have a relationship with his father? Now, obviously, if his father is still around and, he's still in his life, why wouldn't he want to do that? Like, every son should have, a stable relationship with their father. Now, granted that we are in America, we're still up under the curses, but still, if a man's father is in his life, regardless if he's, no man is perfect, but, regardless if that man's father is in his life and he does, his job, which is to, pretty much show his son how to be a man and pretty much prep him, to, prep him for the world, then there's nothing wrong. But, this is just, what a lot of our women do. They get with these men that they may have found attractive at that particular time, and then, end up like this, She's disgusted because she got with this man's father, and now she hates him. And then she says she's going to cut off her son because he wants a relationship with his father, man. It's complete madness. So I'm going to start in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56, and it says, "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward her husband, it's like it toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter." And yeah, she pretty much has an evil eye toward her husband and her son, as it says. This is part of the curses, where women are going to have children and they're going to hate their children, and they're going to have husbands and they're going to hate their husbands. And that's the case, for, a lot of Israelite men and children out there, and pretty much, again, the women of the nation of Israel, they, just like it says, they used to be tender and delicate, their foot, they were so tender and delicate that they wouldn't even walk upon the ground, they'd pretty much be carried, but that's not the case anymore. You even have women out here that walk barefoot, women out here that'll fight guys, it's just madness, man. And it just shows you how far we've fallen as a nation. It's like, yeah. Verse 57, and it says, "And toward the young, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates." Now, yes, as we know, that's something that also happened during 70 AD, where our women were pretty much forced to commit cannibalism. Well, those that stayed in Jerusalem, were pretty much forced to commit cannibalism, because the Romans pretty much had, Jerusalem surrounded. So nothing could get in and nothing could get out, so they didn't have enough food. So therefore, they had to die of the famine or, again, committed cannibalism. And that's going to be the case again in this current time that we're in, here in America. During the time of Jacob's trouble, there's going to be a famine and people are going to resort to cannibalism, So, hey, man, we have fallen as a nation, man. And then just to back that one up, I'm going to play this other clip.
We are in a fucking crisis, a pandemic with this single mother and shit. But it is a proven fact that single mother households produce the worst product.
Facts.
It's
That's
a
100% fact, yeah.
If you take 2-parent households, single father household, single mother household, statistically based on facts,
Yep.
the household with the woman heading it by herself produces the worst product. And for our people, for black people, for African American people, those single mother households are the reason why prisons are filled with a good majority of our
are 100%
people,
right.
So these are facts. You sit this on the table. Here go the fact. And then you say, so y'all need to start valuing men being involved in the lives of your children. I can't make you be with your baby daddy, or we can't say that somebody has to stay with somebody, because we know that children are being born out of situations where the two people aren't healthy together.
Yeah.
But you having access to a man and a woman during your upbringing needs to be brought back.
I feel you.
I gotta laugh when I say this, because the females get so mad. We are in a...
And yeah, what she said is, true. Like, pretty much this single mother culture is producing like the worst type of children, especially the men. This the reason why you got a lot of these so-called tough guys, these street dudes out here. They're pretty much over emotional because they didn't have their fathers in their lives, and they pretty much watched, their mothers do everything. This is why it's important for a child to have their father in their lives, because, their upbringing could be, way different, and this is the reason why, man, Slakia, but, this is just why it's important for a father to be in their children's lives, but again, this is just the society we live in where, Eve will get with these certain type of men, and, something will happen. Either 9 times out of 10, it'll be her, but, it could be him at the same time, but either way it goes, these children that are raised in single parent households led by the mother, usually don't turn out well. It's like she said, it's the worst product, You know, this is why you have a lot of these men out here that are over emotional. This is why these prisons are overflowing, you know, with men of the nation of Israel, because, you know, they were only raised by their mothers, you know. So I'm just gonna grab this. It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 4. And verse 3. And it says, even the sea monsters draw out the breasts. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostriches in the wilderness. So yes, you know, it's evident that, you know, the women of the nation of Israel, primarily, you know, the Judite woman, the so-called black woman, you know, that she is cruel. You know, she's become cruel to her children, you know, because as it says, even, you know, the sea life, you know, sharks, you know, whales, you know, octopus, just to name a few, you know, they'll breastfeed their children, you know, but meanwhile, the so-called black woman is like the ostrich, you know, because an ostrich will bury her eggs, forget where she buried them, and, you know, ultimately end up stepping on them, you know. So, you know, she's cruel. But this is just the society we live in today, man. So, as you can see, I ain't want to go into this because I was going to save this for next time. But either way it goes, man. But like this guy, Dwayne Wade, is more and more evident that this guy is, we already know about Dwayne Wade, man. It's madness. I came across this as well. And it says, this from the Moscow Times, and it says, Russia moves to ban international alphabet movement. So yeah, man, these other nations are not playing. You know, they don't want that madness over in their country. And let me see, I think it was, I'm trying to remember the exact country. If it wasn't Uganda, it was one of the countries over in Africa, you know, where pretty much the president said, you know, he deemed homosexuality as a crime, which it is anyway, you know, according to the scripture, you know, it's abominable. But ultimately, you know, I forget, you know, but it's a crime, man. Don't nobody want, you know, that. No one wants that particular lifestyle in their countries because it only breeds death and confusion, you know. You can't create a life between two men just like you can't create a life between two women. You know, it's madness. So, and that was November 17th, you know. And this is just to add to the madness. Who wants this in their country?
I am a woman. I am a real biological transgender woman. I was born this way. I will hold my space, and I will fight for the rights of transgender children. Love yourself. Be yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love.
So this is a full grown man talking about he's a woman. Like, this is sick. People can't sit and say that this is in Babylon the Great, man. That this is spiritually Sodom. Like, come on, man. Then look at this
glad
madness.
someone's
Like,
finally
come on.
asking this question. My problem is that I'm too hot, too successful in my career. I make too much money. I have too many amazing friends and family, too many cute clothes. Do you know how hard it is to choose an outfit each day? I also have so many amazing and hot people sliding into my DMs every day. It's time consuming to respond to all of these messages. Honestly, I've had it too good for too long. I think my problem is that my life is so wonderful and I only have 24 hours in a day to appreciate it.
Good story. It's funny. You're a funny guy.
Nah, I don't know if this is a man or a woman because it has, you know, a face like a man. It's just confusion, man. Like, I hate it here so much. I hate this place so much, man. And you got that. And then this isn't really relevant, but just want to go into this a little bit as well, man, because man, this is nuts. Big Shirley. Man, that is crazy. So, yeah, that is crazy, man. So, before I go in on them, and I could read this, these, all of these verses, but I just want to get a couple. So this is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 24, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well set hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher a girdle of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty." So clearly, that woman, she's way out of shape. When you hear people say, the term big back, that's what they mean, because she's far too large. That's just madness. And when she's strutting around like she just the finest thing, but that could be far from the truth, man. So I'm gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. Going into both of those clips, man, it says, "The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy power." So yes, the people that do these things, they're an abomination. The Lord looks at them with extreme disgust, because it is disgusting, man, to see a full-grown man dress up like a woman, put makeup on and everything, and claim that he is a woman. Just because you feel like you're a woman doesn't make you one, And then we're in a time where this madness is at an all-time high, where just because a person may feel like they're one thing when clearly your genetics say different. If you were born a man, you are born a man for a reason. If you are born a woman, you are born a woman for a reason. Each gender has a specific purpose on this earth, But again, this is just the madness that Esau Edom pushes, man. This alternative lifestyle madness. I'm going to get Romans chapter 1 and verse 24. I'm going to get it in the NLT. And it says, "So Yahweh abandoned them to do whatever shameful things their hearts desired. As a result, they did vile and degrading things with each other's bodies. They traded the truth about Yahweh, or they traded the truth of Yahweh for a lie. So they worshipped and served the things Yahweh created instead of the Creator himself, who is worthy to be, who is worthy of eternal praise." Amen. Says, "That is why Yahweh abandoned them to their shameful desires. Even the women turned against the natural use." Well, yes, it's in the KJV, but still, even the women turned against the natural way to have sex and instead indulged with sex with each other. And the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, burned with lust for each other. Men did shameful things with other men. As a result of their sin, they suffered within themselves the penalty they deserved. So yeah, we all know the particular diseases that comes with doing that particular act, is disgusting, man. And this is the reason why a lot of our people, primarily that participate in that, are going to, suffer, that fire, man, because they're not going to make it. So I'm going to play one
Yang
last
Boy
clip.
did an interview, and it looks like the interviewer got a little too much information out of him, because look at what he says at the end.
Said that music, like in terms of getting paid, it's like the biggest thing, and all your art.
Yeah, because Atlanta is the mind industry that I chose to be a part of. So like I accept that I run with it, but don't be a dummy at the same time. You gotta understand they're using me as entertainment, and this shit becomes self-destruction too. Because I ain't no entertainer. Some shit can be spoke on. Why? Man, but that shit is to be continued.
Is in terms of like
Every time it's too much, man.
NBA Yang.
So as you can see, this guy, NBA Youngboy, pretty much admitted to being a puppet, which he is not the only one. He ain't gonna be the only one, but he pretty much, stated how he's being used, to push, that particular agenda, by pushing out that negative music. He's being used, just like he said, just like a lot of these entertainers are being used, and he said he even admitted that the industry is demonic, but like he said, he chose to be a part of it, so. Slakia. So there's the book of Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22, and it says, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are Sodom's children, they have none understanding, they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." So yeah, pretty much, the Lord called, our people stupid, and they are. But the point I want to make in this particular verse is that, they are wise to do evil. And pretty much this man was wise enough, to get involved in an industry that he knew was demonic, but still he knew, what came with it. He's wise to do evil, but to do good, he has no knowledge. And that's the case for a lot of our people, and he's just one of many examples, So I'm going to get the book of Slakia. I'm going to end it on this. All right, same thing, but I'm going to get the one in Mark. It's the Slakia. It's the book of Mark, chapter 8. In verse 36, and it says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" So as we know, we don't actually own our own spirits, Our spirits are borrowed, because our spirits belong to the Heavenly Father. But pretty much, selling your soul, going into selling your morals, because our people, they don't have any morals, they don't have any integrity, But pretty much this man, he has the whole world at his hands, he gained the whole world, but pretty much he exchanged that, to live good on this side, instead of waiting patiently, to gain the kingdom, But just like it says, this world is made for many, but the world to come is made for a few. Roughly paraphrasing. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and I'd like to say peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect. Till the next time I say